What is good, y'all? It's your girl Queen B coming to y'all with yet another reaction. Y'all, the countdown is real now. We are 7 days away from Trump taking office, and JD is just like through with the whole Biden administration, y'all. Biden has been doing as much as he can to try to make it hard for these men to go in there and do what they got to do. He has been selling the border, y'all. He has been telling lies like the border has been the safest since he's been in office, when they the main ones that done let these folks get over here, do whatever. He is the reason behind all of this chaos that is taking place right now because of his last minute decisions. The pettiness is real. He's just signing stuff left to right. It's so time, and he knows that his days are counting down, and that's why he is doing what he's doing. Well, my boy JD said, hey, they already peep game. They trying to make it harder for these men when they come up in there. You know what I'm saying? They get ready to clean house and stuff. They trying to make it really, really just difficult for them, which Trump has a good team that he selected. So I know they're going to get the job done, so they can keep doing what they're doing. They only got a few days away. So I'm definitely going to tune into the rally and also the inauguration, y'all. I'm praying for a smooth transition. Just with all this stuff going on, you know, you just never really know. That's why I said we got to keep them up in prayer. With that being said, y'all, JD Vance torches Biden for leaving dumpster fire for incoming Trump administration. Yes. We're going to dive into the video, y'all, then we're going to chop it up towards the end. Let's get it.
My job is to make sure they get across the finish line, get on the job, and President Trump deserves a team.
We need Pam Bondi as the Attorney General so that we can stop the DOJ from weaponizing their power. We need Scott Bessent at the Treasury so we can stop this conversation around a global taxation and a minimum tax.
He has selected people who are willing to not move as business as usual, but yet are ready for action.
Former Trump attorney Michael Cohen begging President Biden to pardon him before he leaves office. He says he deserves a pardon like the one Biden gave his son, Hunter, claiming Biden has an obligation to protect him and other critics from President-elect Trump. Cohen also revealed his efforts to reach out to the Biden administration. That's curious, isn't it?
Yep.
It is.
And an LA-based humanitarian organization is on the ground near the border zone and the burn zone there to help community. Excuse me? Kaylee, we're going to bring in. I thought that was strange. I'm like, what am I reading here? Because I'm looking at myself and Kaylee and talking about that wildfires. A wildfire that we will get back to in just a moment. But let's take a second here to talk about a week from today is the inauguration of President-elect Trump.
Let's go.
They are planning a little shock and awe, which I think is probably an apt term. How do you see their planning in order to overwhelm everybody with their preparedness?
I think the motto is go big or go home this time. Trump has had 4 years to think about this, and he's clearly given it a lot of thought. Just in pure numbers, okay, think about it. They've indicated 100 executive actions. Biden holds the record for the most executive orders on day one. He had 15, and then he had 2 executive actions. Almost every predecessor only had 1 executive order on the first day. Trump wants to not just double Biden, but triple him, quadruple, and beyond with 100 executive orders. The content is what I'm interested in. I asked Tom Homan, 5 executive orders is what I'm hearing from NBC on immigration. He said, expect way more than that. So the content will be as interesting as the volume.
So 3 major hearings tomorrow. We're going to carry one for sure. Pete Hegseth at 9:30. Then on Wednesday, you got a flurry of activity on the Hill. We'll get to that later. Meanwhile, J.D. Vance, I thought was very interesting with Shannon on Sunday. He thinks the Biden folks have left them a mess and made the point this way. Watch.
President Biden has left us an absolute dumpster fire. Now, we're excited to get to work, but we need to be open and honest about the fact that President Biden has not left the next administration in a good place. We have a wide open southern border. Oil is going through the roof. Bond yields went from 4.1% to 4.8% in a month. It's on top of the fact that President Biden has been running the largest peacetime deficits in the history of this country.
What I think is phenomenal is how different the country and the world is now than it was in January of 2017.
It's incredible. I mean, just foreign policy. You have two new wars on your watch with Israel, which could wind down at some point. It'd be a huge accomplishment if it does. Same with Ukraine, Afghanistan. I mean, so much has happened. But J.D. Vance, one thing I was struck by in his interview, he's such a good messenger for this administration. At one point, he talked about compassion and looking at people with compassion, just this kind of soft undertone to the policies they're going to put forward. He talked about the January 6th pardons and the way they're going to methodically kind of work through that. He is a very thoughtful and I think will be a very effective vice president and putting a real soft face on what are going to be some hard policies, deportations and the like.
Great point.
Still, President Joe Biden thinks he would have won.
How she?
Well, yes, we'll get to that. Watch here.
I think I would have beaten Trump, could have beaten Trump, and I think that Kamala could have beaten Trump, would have beaten Trump. I didn't want to be one who...
Get this man up out of there. Are you serious? Did you just not see the landslide when it came to Kamala? No, she would not have won, because if she would have won, she would have won. Somebody, please come and get this man and go put him up somewhere. I don't care where you put him. You ain't got to go, but you got to get the hell on up out of here, because I am sick of him. Sit down somewhere. Gio, come and get your thing.
Caused a party that wasn't unified to lose an election. And that's why I stepped aside, but I was confident she could win.
You didn't step aside.
Well, obviously she didn't win, but also I don't understand his...
They set you down. You didn't step aside. They set you down. They said this was finna happen. Now you want to have her back. Make up y'all minds. Y'all either gonna fight each other or be cahoots with one another.
Decision to constantly plow over old ground that doesn't get him anywhere to a place where he would like to try to repair his legacy.
He's very stubborn. I think that's clear. And you look at the final Real Clear Politics average of Biden-Trump matchup, and you had Trump beating Biden by 3.1%, which is double the margin that Trump beat Kamala by. It's just not simply true that he could have beat Trump. And, of course, that's all hypothetical.
Look at him.
But the Real Clear Politics average kind of dismisses that. But if you go back to that Wall Street Journal report about Biden waning and, faltering in his final days, one of the big takeaways was that pollsters were kept away from him. Democrats who met with him were alarmed and incredulous at his concept of the polls versus reality. His staff did him a disservice. He was in a cocoon. He wasn't getting accurate information. And here we are.
I just don't know a lot of people who believe that comment. I mean, on his face, he could have won. She could have won. Well, she did run, and she lost. It's over. We move on. Kaylee, thank you. We'll see you at noon on Outnumbered.
Thank you. Yes, absolutely.
Good
See you
deal.
then.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.
All right, y'all. So, yes, Biden is he done lost his whole daggone mind, y'all, somewhere. I don't know where it's at for him to sit there and say she could have won, he could have won. And we clearly seen her she just read the wins. So her losses. So come on, Biden, just sit down somewhere. You got a few more days before you up out of there. Go on and get your stuff. I hope you packing now. Y'all get everything on out of there. Make room for your big boy Trump to come through there with his team, y'all. Let's celebrate. Countdown. They finna clean house. No, but for real though, I appreciate y'all for kicking it with me. Drop y'all comments in the section about how y'all felt about Biden saying that Kamala could have won and he could have won if he would have stayed in there. But he chose to sit aside. No, they set you down. That's why you was salty. Like, come on. Y'all was just against each other. Make sense. We can't make this stuff up. Anywho, get on up out that White House. Until the next reaction, y'all. I love y'all. Let's chop it up in the comment section. I'm up out of here.